all out of bounds. If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anyway. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anyway. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can't do it in the mall. The most electrifying line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, hate me if you can survive if I let you. I'm figuring and thinking there's nothing gonna stop my soul man Randy Savage now. I'm the man. I'm the icon. And yes, you can't bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net, the these are the best in your head like over net. For the punks and the perverts, niggas that'll work with Terry Funk and Not Baker. Check Isman and Barbie, they got the cheap heat, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, in your head is the band from Australia to Japan.
Jake down the road, oh shit, man. Back goes up to Mississippi. I have crossed the brain and demons. We are bigger. We are faster. And we are all night long. All you idiots, punk, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
All right, and I am live here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I'm the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all of podcasting, Nasty Neal. That's right. There was 3, there was 2. And I am the only one that remains here on the final run of In Your Head. Maybe a couple more weeks, maybe 40 more years. Who knows? Who knows what will happen here at In Your Head? So WrestleMania 42 is in the books. Night 1, I didn't really think too much of. I don't agree that it was like horrendous like some people thought. I thought it was just kind of meh. You can listen to my my review of it last night. I will say night 2 is definitely better. And going in, I was looking forward to night 2. I get that there'll probably be 2 nights forever, maybe even 3 at some point. But I do believe if you would cut just the best of part 1, night 1 and 2, put in one show, it would have been a much better show, I would think. And then a killer on both these shows and WWE in general for me, which makes these the flow really just kills it, is between every match we have like a 20-minute break of ads. I saw the breakdown last night was basically a 4-hour show and there's 82 minutes of matches. And I know people will be like, well, you know what, nonstop matches, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can have some, Cena comes out and says you're watching the show and you have some promo stuff. But let's get real here, folks. There's just 10 or 15 minutes of just straight up commercials between each match. And I do think the pay-per-view and WrestleMania should primarily be matches. You can see all the other stuff on your TV every week for hours, forever. All right, so let's get on to the show. Live from Riyadh. It's too bad one night. It's too bad one bad night can drag the whole thing down. Yeah, I agree. Last night was not particularly great. I didn't even think this was like the greatest thing I ever seen either, but it was definitely better than last night. Cena, I will say, last night my ESPN Plus worked great. Tonight, not so good. It would just freeze up. Sometimes I would have no picture, but I could hear it. This is my first time ever using ESPN Plus. I don't know if that's always a problem. I couldn't access it all on my phone, so I assume it was bad for everybody. Now we do have an electric storm here tonight. There was a thunderstorm. That could have been it, or maybe night 2 is just more popular. I'm not sure. But either way, I did. It was it did hinder my viewing on some of the matches. I actually missed the Cena opening. I don't really. I don't know. I'm not a Cena guy. I'm sure it's basically what it was yesterday. And I saw Joe Jonas sing the anthem. I don't know who that is, but the Jonas Brothers. Look, just because I don't know who they are doesn't really mean anything. I'm sure that they're fantastic. So Oba, Femi, and Brock. To be honest, this one match, not even really the match itself. This one, people always talk about WrestleMania moments, and WWE loves that, WrestleMania moments. I would say this match and the aftermath of this match was a bigger moment than all of night one of WrestleMania. This felt big. This felt important. This felt more important than the whole show yesterday, I would say. And that's not me being facetious. I'm being completely honest. So we had Oba, Femi, Brock Lesnar, your classic, just two big guys beating each other up. I was glad it was a little bit longer. It wasn't like a 2-minute match, not a very long match, but it shouldn't be. I will say this, Oba, Femi, very green. And but they're booking him fantastic. This is how you should book these kind of guys. When they had Goldberg the first run, they probably should have booked him like this, but they did. So booking, no complaints. I do think I think he's very green. His mannerisms are not that hot. He kind of looks like what Jim Cornette talks about, guys pretending they're wrestlers, cosplaying wrestlers. Kind of like that to me. Like, I'm the big muscle dude. I haven't seen a lot of him, honestly, besides a couple clips with Brock. So I don't know if he's always like that. I don't know if he can cut promos or anything like that. So I don't know if this is a guy that has like future. Is he the next Brock Lesnar? My gut says no. Will they book him like that? I mean, you could book him like that, but will it stick? I don't know. But that being said, he was super over on this show. So who knows? We'll wait and see. I don't want to throw the guy under the bus yet, but very green though. But they kept it short, which was good. So they were wrestling around, and Oba just stood up after the F5. Not quite like back in the day when Flair would give like a suplex to Road Warrior, Hawk, or someone would give like a pile driver to one of the Road Warriors and they just pop up and completely no-sell it. He didn't completely no-sell, but he just stand up, which I thought was a cool moment. Brock's like basically, looking at the crowd like, I've got this one. I hit the F5. Oba stands up behind him, hits him with the choke slam, which, really shocks Brock, shocks the audience, I think. And then he does the fall from grace. It's kind of like the Ahmed Johnson Pearl River plunge powerbomb, a little different. I think he kind of runs with him a little bit. And bam, I thought maybe he'd have to do 8 of these or something, which I'm kind of glad they didn't. After seeing, probably about at least 10 years of Mania matches where everyone has to take 1,000 finishes, like, it doesn't really mean much anymore. Because it used to be like, wow, they kicked out of 1. Now it's like, well, no one can pin a guy with 1 finish, obviously. You got to do at least 4. But they didn't do that here. He did the finish and pin him, which I thought was great. But booked perfectly. Booked to perfection. And I think it was smart not to go into this match saying it's Lesnar's last match, or to even say next time Lesnar loses, it's his last match, anything like that. There's rumors out there that he'd be retiring soon. Most people just assumed that meant he was going to be retired by Gunther. And then he would either win here, or it was like, well, you shouldn't probably lose to Oba and then lose again to Gunther. But they didn't do any of that. He looked up to the sky. He's like, this is over, took off his gear. And in a genuine moment from Brock, who's a guy I don't necessarily think like really loves the business that much, looked like he was really thankful to the audience, to the crowd, to Paul Heyman. And I thought overall, this was the Mania moment. I mentioned yesterday that there was nothing about night one that I was like, I'll always remember this. Because when I think WrestleMania, it should be like stuff that you're going to remember forever. Never mind a match is good. That who cares, really? We see good matches hours every week. And let's be serious. So this to me was the moment of WrestleMania, all of WrestleMania that I would remember. And yeah, he hugs Paul Heyman. It was great. Thank you, Brock chance. No one runs in and beats him up. Nothing like that. It was a true passing of the torch from a guy that a lot of people might not think that would happen from. You know, people think, well, he wouldn't want to do this, but he did. So he gave it all to Oba. The company's behind Oba. Does Oba have it? I don't know. We'll see. I hope he does. My gut just I don't know. I don't really see it, to be honest, but we'll see. Then we went to the 6-pack. I think it was called 6-pack ladder match, and this company just has it out for Rusev, and I think a lot of it is him and his wife. When he was here originally, I was always behind Rusev. Like, this guy is friggin' money. He's got the look. He's a big guy. He's a great wrestler. He could do comedy or serious. And when he would do comedy, it didn't deter from his serious work. To me, it was just a total package. I would argue there was a time he was the most over guy in the company during the Rusev Day era. Goes to AEW, is all excited. Obviously, the first, like, whatever the hell they were doing was dumb. That didn't work. But after that, they start when he was TNT champ, great. And it was like, oh, this is it. This is the Rusev that I wanted, that people knew if the company got behind him, we would get. Even Jim Cornette was into it, and he hates everything in AEW. Even guys he loved previously. Once they go to AEW, they're the drizzling shits. And then, it quickly ended. And then we had the Redeemer stuff, which always had potential, but never went anywhere. And then I started to think, you heard rumors like you wouldn't even be thrown out of a battle royal and you just want to go back to WWE. And I was like, I think this is the issue. It wasn't necessarily that WWE didn't use them right, or the AEW's not using them right. People aren't using them right because of him and his wife. That's what I think. I think they're hard to deal with. Goes back to WWE, and he's just been, no one can convince me otherwise. He's been used as like a complete jabron. He gets squashed. He gets squashed by Obafemi. And of course, he shouldn't beat Obafemi, but you don't need to put him in a match versus Obafemi to get squashed to begin with. That's what I'm saying. So he doesn't even get a ring entrance in this. I was surprised he was even in the match, that he even had a match, but he didn't even get a ring entrance. Another guy who's like so happy to go back to WWE from AEW is who's the House of Black guy? Aleister Black, and he was not. I didn't see him. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see him at WrestleMania. So he doesn't. Can you imagine? You're at WrestleMania. It's 2 nights. It's a 12-hour show, and you don't even get a ring entrance. This isn't like coming back from commercial back in the day and Raw in the 90s, and they're at a high school gymnasium, and you see the basketball court in the background. And, Dale Wolf's already in the ring. No! This is WrestleMania. Night 2, you're in a 6-pack challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, and they don't even give you a ring entrance. They're like, he's already there. Same thing for Big Head J.D. McDonough, who they didn't make fun of his head, and Dragon Lee. They're just like, yeah, they're already there. What the fuck? So then we do get the big Rey Mysterio entrance. It's been decades since I cared about Rey Mysterio, but I'll put him over here. He looked great. He was doing some crazy bumps and stuff, so good for him. Javon Evans, who this is my first time seeing him, I have to say. I've heard so much negativity about Javon Evans. Kevin Nash was like, he's going to be more like Step and Fetch It or something, and I was like, what the fuck? Is Kevin Nash like from the vaudeville era? Like, what the hell is he talking about? And then I saw a lot of our fans hate the man. I just kept thinking, man, I didn't even know Kofi Kingston was in this match. I was like, oh no, this is new guy, Javon Evans. And then Penta came out with a great entrance. I'm a huge Penta fan. And I will admit, he made the right move. He is used better in WWE than he was in AEW. Brother, not so much. His brother's a complete dud. His brother's a complete bomb. His brother's a fucking jobber. Not even a jobber to the stars. He's just a fucking jobber. But Penta's doing well. IC champ. great entrance. This had all this was your car crash match, had all the cool spots. We had a Spanish Fly by J.D. McDonough. Dragon Lee had a sweet top rope drop kick, like a springboard drop kick on the Rey Mysterio, who's like hanging upside down the ladder. Amazing Mexican Destroyer on JD from ladder to ladder from Penta. The West Coast Pop that's outside of the ring by Rey Mysterio. Old man raised, still flying out there. But I have to say something. So the ending thing, we had Rusev selling the leg. He's climbing up the ladder. And I've seen this stuff in ladder matches. So he's not the only guy who's ever done this, but clearly waiting for someone to do something. He keeps looking over. But then he's sitting there, and he could at least try to get the belt, but he's just clearly looking at Javon Evans, waiting for him to jump. Javon Evans is on the apron, on the top rope, just clearly looking at him, waiting for him to do something. Javon Evans just leaps in the air, and Rusev, he just jumps off the ladder into a move. And I was just like, why would he do that? Why would you're almost at the top to grab the title and win the belt. Why would you leap off the ladder into some kind of move other than Javon Evans was a little too far away and was going to miss whatever he was going to do? So Rusev literally had to jump into this move, but it literally made no sense that he would jump into this move other than that's how it needed to be done for it to work. So it was bad. That was not good. And there's been things why I bring that up at all is people will pick out all these things in they always act like thigh slapping is only done to AEW. Only AEW does thighs. Only AEW wrestles outside the ring. It happens all over WrestleMania. It happens all over wrestling. That's modern wrestling. So, yeah, like what I'm saying, if that happened in an AEW match, guys like Disco Inferno and Cornette would be like, oh my God, they destroyed the business. These guys fucking suck. But it was bad. It was not good. And then it was just kind of anticlimactic because then Penta just kind of casually climbs up, sits on the top of the ladder and takes the belt. I was like, okay, whatever. So wild match, lots of cool spots. The ending was not the greatest. Then now I will say that my this is when my ESPN started to freeze a little bit. And by the way, before I get this one, hit the like button, bitch. Jonathan Jackson, Rusev was so mesmerized by Evans that he fell into his, he just dove into his arms. It looked a little better on the replay from another angle. Yeah, at least they didn't re-show it from the same angle. But, watch it live. It looked really bad. Mexican Destroyer was nuts. I agree. Big surprise. Javon is getting negativity. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you're onto something, Jackson. And by the way, Jackson, you need to be more like... Never mind. Let's see. Big can of fan ham. So Punk... we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was good. He found a legit main event at WrestleMania. Look, there's a lot of stuff that he's one of my all-time favorites. I'll always like the guy, even though he comes back after 10 years of trashing the company. He's like, now I'm home, and I'm like, vomit. And then going on about sucking the blood money cock, and then he goes out there and he actually stands in the ring and apologizes to the prince. I'm like, fuck this. But that being said, I am a fan of the character. I'm just going to say character because it's not him. He's a hypocrisy police. Nate G, Nasty Near World Order. Uh-oh. We'll never get Oba on the show now. Who knows? I'll just pretend he's the best. Big meaty men slapping meat. Exactly, Jonathan Jackson. It reminds me of me and Incher back in the day when we would share hotel rooms. And so if I ever write my memoir, it will be Big Meaty Men Slapping Meat, the tales of Jack, the former Jackie Jones, and OIB in the hotel room. So hit the like button, help support the show, become a member. It starts only $3 a month. You can become a producer of this very fine program for only $10 a month. Like our boys, Vic Schiavone, Jonathan Jackson, Brian Matthew Clutter, and the Lurker. They're good guys. I like them. I like those folks. Jonathan Jackson. Or you can do a donation via Venmo, PayPal, or you can use the super tip. It's that link right up there. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, but we thank everybody, let's get back to the program. So Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. I had no idea who this guy was who introduced Trick Williams. Little Yachty. Does anyone know who? Am I just this old? I don't know who any of these people, any of their celebrities are. Is Little Yachty? Is this like was he used to be? Was he like in Run DMC? Was he a member of the Fat Boys? Or who is he? Who is Little Yachty? I don't know who this guy is. Little Yachty. Might as well just had freaking DJ Curly Bear out there. Like, who the fuck? Oh, by the way, when this show opened, they had an intro. Or was this yesterday? Was it yesterday? And it was just some guy. Who was that guy who did like the video entrance yesterday? I was like, who the fuck is this guy? So the best thing about this match by far is Trick Williams had like a 40-foot robe. I was like, at first I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that they got like I thought it was a lighting trick to make it look like his robe went into infinity, but I was like, oh shit, he's actually got a robe that like just trails behind him for like 40 feet. I was like, that's pretty cool. Then the match started, and I was like, yeah, this is a match, I guess. And then Trick Williams just pinned him. He went for the Sammy went for the haluva kick, and then the other guy like kneed him in the face and pinned him. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought this was just a nothing match, to be honest. It's like a match I would see, on Raw or SmackDown if I watched these shows, or pretty much I was just like, okay, I guess that was a match. So then we had Dirty Dob came out, maybe the best entrance of the night. This is I'm gonna say best entrance of the night. Dirty Dom comes out in like I'm gonna say 100-foot throne. It was like probably 10 feet, but let's just say it's 100-foot throne, carried by like 50 men, and he was the king of he's the king of the luchadors. He's the AAA mega champion. I was like, fuck yeah, Dirty Dom! Put the title on Dirty Dom. This is who should. Fuck Randy Orton. He's been around for 40 years. This is who should have beat Cody Rhodes last night. Dirty Dom. But no, he's got to wrestle the fucking. Talk about cosplay. Demon Balor comes out. And I get, like, I'm not watching wrestling thinking a guy's an actual demon or nothing, but. Well, I don't. Is he so. He comes out and he's got like a fright wig on that you'd buy like a Packers game or something, only would be green, like a cheesehead thing. But those like wigs like you see in the crowd, like at football games. So, Packers would be like red, green and gold. The Patriots would be like red, white, blue kind of thing. But his is red and black because he's a demon. And he comes out. He's like, whoop, bah, whoop, bah. And like you're supposed to be afraid. Are you afraid of like he's like a ballet dancer or something? Like, whoop, bah, whoop, bah, I'm the demon. Ah! And then he grabs his evil staff and he's like pointing at it. He's like, got the evil staff. And he's like, boop, bah, boop, bah. So the demon's like dancing around to his own theme song. Boop, bah, whoop, bah. It's like, fuck this guy. Fucking demon my ass. Imagine if the Undertaker did that. If the Undertaker had like a fright wig on, like with like big purpley like styrofoam like flopping around in his head, and like it would be, and the dong would be like dong, and he'd come out and start going dong, dong. I mean, you'd just laugh. You'd be like, what the fuck? And he'd paint his face like he's a zombie or something. So fuck Demon Belore. Fuck the Demon Belore. He does good face paint, I'll say. They always said he did his own, but you couldn't paint Demon across your own back. I call bullshit. So was this just again back to the Cornette thing? Was this said it was a ladder and chair? There's like all these ladders and chairs or is it lazy booking, Jim Cornette? I don't know. This was fine. But it's kind of, again, I kept messing up my app, but fucking Demon Belore one. Dude. Ha! Boop. Ha! Fuck this guy. Dirty Dom's way better. Push Dirty Dom. Demon Belore's been here now for like 10 years. He's not gonna get any more over. He's fine. He's whatever. Fuck him. Like this old fuck. Push the new breed. You pushed Obafemi. You pushed Trick Williams. Push Dirty Dom, you sons of bitches. Dirty Dom's better than all these fuckers. And then some guy like Adam Weitzman. Did they even explain who he was? Like, oh, we've got Adam Weitzman on commentary for this next match. I'm like, who? Who the fuck's Adam Weitzman? Why was it like we need Adam Weitzman for the Jade and Rhea Ripley match? We can't have Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley without the one and the only Adam Weitzman on commentary. Who the hell is that? I think Paul Bearer said Dom. Maybe Paul Bearer did. I agree. Put the Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. Done dirt cheap. You'd be worried. I don't know if I saw a guy in my driveway and he had his face painted and he looked like he was, out of the drama club, and he's like, and he had like a boom box and he's playing and he's going boop, bah, boop, bah. I just, I'd probably laugh, to be honest. I mean, I would think he's insane. Like, it's like some crazy homeless guy or something. Yeah, well, Heyman should get emotional. That's good. Should treat a big moments like. I mean, it was the retirement of the Beast, Brock Lesnar, one of the perennial world beaters of WWE, history. So you got to treat that like a big deal. And I think it was legit emotion. So Jade versus Rhea Ripley. It was like a bazillion people came out for some. I don't even know who they all were. I was like, why are there like so many run-ins? Like, who are all these people? So this was a good match. I actually like both people, but I noticed them on commentary. Instead of like building both up as like the irresistible force versus the immovable object, it's like the battle of the two best. They really played it up that Jade was a lot better than Rhea. And they really downplayed Rhea. They kept kind of saying like, she was the underdog here. I actually think that was the wrong thing to do. I think they should have really, almost like the Oba Brock thing, where it's just like, these are the two, alpha women. Because I think it's clear that Rhea Ripley is the top woman in all of wrestling, to be honest. Her time was Toni Storm. But definitely in WWE. In fact, I think she's one of the top people in all of WWE. So, and no one's there forever. So while she's there, while she's as over as she is, and I'm not saying they bury or anything like that, but I still think they don't really put her over to the degree that she should be, in my opinion. If they would like get behind her, kind of like they did the man Becky Lynch when she was the top person, I think you could main event. I think you could main event WrestleMania with Rhea Ripley. But it was kind of weird. They kind of downplay her against Jade. I get you want them on the same level, but I would build Jade up instead of, let's bring Rhea down a little bit. So it's kind of on the same level. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but that's how I feel. So, end was good. The Riptide was counter. I actually even thought for a minute, I was like, oh shit, Jade's winning. And I like Jade Cargill. But so they kind of did reversal counters, and then Rhea hit the Riptide for the win. I'm not a big fan of Rhea in like the white and pink. I think she should always be in black, but whatever. Good. It was good. I'm not a Jade hater like some folks. I like her. Cena came out, The Miz came out, and this my app really shit the bed at this point. It froze, and then the next thing I saw was Danhausen with some midgets, and then the next thing I saw was, or I heard, was Michael Cole saying this was the greatest thing that's ever happened. So I don't even really know what happened, but I'm a Miz fan, and I like Danhausen, and I like midgets, so I'm sure it was a good segment. I just did not see it. And then it was time for the main event. So they treated this like a big deal, which they should, because this was the definitely the biggest match of the two nights. And so Punk finally main eventing, a legit main event at WrestleMania, as champion, comes in as champion. Roman Reigns, like the man for the last decade or so. And we got a big, long Roman Reigns entrance. They show, the Ufalafa, and they show, the family and all that stuff. And then Punk comes out. And at first I was like, no one wants to hear like a different song for Punk. And I was like, I don't even. But then they did go into, cult of personality. So it's good. Punk had a cool jacket. It had Larry the dog on the one breast. And then it was nice because Cole mentioned the other people on the jacket. It was some other WWE longtime employees who died, like a cameraman and some producers, and then a tribute to Harley Race on the back, which I don't know. People probably don't know this, is one of our first guests in 2005 was Handsome Harley Race. And in that show, he talked about Punk. Punk had a buzz. He was in Ring of Honor at the time, but this was before, he goes to ECW and WWE, or even before he went to TNA. And so we asked about Harley Race we asked Harley Race about Punk on the show, and he told a really funny story about Punk. They went out for shots. So Harley Race, I don't think he trained Punk, but he was, around like all these younger guys, took him out to the bar after a show and ordered everyone shots. And Punk, notorious straight edge guy, orders a shot of milk. And Harley Race was like, and if I was a younger man, I would have, beat that guy's ass or something. But he was clear that Harley Race had a lot of respect for Punk. And as Punk, he must have been a mentor for Punk. And back in those days, Punk had a website, and his website was actually pretty well read. Like he would post blogs and stuff on his website, and he quoted the In Your Head interview back in the day, which we got a lot of hits from. So it was cool to see the Harley Race on the back of the jacket. It brought back a cool memory of me, doing the show. So I'm not going to say there's anything bad about this match. It's two of the best. We're getting we're getting into the final main events of these guys' careers. Punk, maybe his final WrestleMania main event. Maybe he's got another one. Roman Reigns definitely has already had more main event to WrestleMania that he has left, I would say. He could, he might still have a few left, but still, we it's I hate to say the twilight of their careers, but they're winding down. But at the same time, I think it was the best match of the show for like a pure, an actual match. But so much of it did feel like the typical WrestleMania match where, it's finisher after finisher, everyone kicks out of finishers. And I've seen that so much over the last 15 years or so that you expect it, and so it's no longer you like when Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had their match, and they that was like the first one where they were really just trading finisher after finisher, and it was unique then, but it's not unique anymore. And so I think you've got to get away from that and find something new. So instead of trading finishers, maybe a guy hits the finisher off the top rope, or do you just hit one, you keep avoiding the finisher and you finally hit it and you win. I don't know, but I don't know how it's hard to go back in the time, and then the finish itself was odd. And I get what they were going for. It's like both guys have given it their all. Both their gas tanks are empty. They're just like they're both like, deflated. But Punk's got nothing. Punk's got nothing left was the story of the match itself. Punk has exhausted. He's spent his gas tank, nothing left. And then Reigns hits the 2 spears and pins him. And so story-wise, like that I think laid out that makes sense. It's something maybe a little different, but watching it as the final, it was like I don't want to say it was a anticlimactic but it wasn't. It wasn't a huge moment for me. It was kind of like, instead of like, whoa, I can't believe he did that. It was kind of like he's just dead. Now it's over. And so it didn't leave me with like, whoa, I just saw something amazing. It was like, that's the end. It was almost like, let's take this guy out back, and put him out of his misery. He's dead. He's done. He's done for. He's left it all in the ring. Maybe he should have took his boots off and retired. But it was a good match. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a good match. It's just odd to me. It's just like, it's more of a defeated. Like he got defeated. And that was it. We had, Roman Reigns but then I'm thinking, okay, Roman Reigns, the new champion. And look, Roman Reigns is great. Don't get me wrong. But we were coming off like him being like champion for years, literally years. And wrestling like, a few times a year or whatever. Do I want that again? No. So am I like, this was a huge match to have on there, but do you want another Roman Reigns title reign? It's not really. So now we're going to have Roman Reigns and Cody as champs again. Like, going into this, they even, made mention that like the road to WrestleMania has been, divisive or whatever. And it's like, well, part of it, it's like, no, people have turned on Cody, and we've seen the Reigns thing for ages. And now we just have it again. Yeah, I don't know. You've got 2 world titles. Maybe put it on. Maybe go with the younger guy for one of them. I don't know. But I prefer Roman Reigns over Cody. I don't dislike Roman Reigns. I like him a lot. Is he going to be here more often? Or is he going to, defend the title, 3 times a year? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But, excuse me. That being said, night 2, definitely an improvement over night 1. Did it blow me away? No. But it was definitely better. We had, the big ladder matches, always fun for all the crazy spots. The main event had a main event feel to it. To me, it was kind of it didn't leave you that excited at the end, in my opinion. you couldn't main event Oba and Brock when you have the world title on the line. But I think that was the best moment of WrestleMania was the Oba Femi Brock match and the follow up. The stuff in between, I'm looking at it, really nothing that great. I think Sammy and Trick was real nothing. Dirty Dom and Finn Balor. I would have had Dirty Dom, but whatever, it's fine. Jaden Rhea was good. Yeah, it was better. It's definitely better. All right. Here we go. We got people. Some people, Javon. No, I don't agree. I'm glad they stuck with Penta. I like Penta better. I'm a Penta fan. I'm glad to see him get a nice run as IC champion. Javon Evans is like 12 or something, so he's got time. Penta. Plus, if you're gonna, you can't bring in AEW guys and have them all become, complete bums like Rusev and Ray Phoenix, and Aleister Black, or just have them. They're just stuck in NXT for decades. So you have to be like, well, like you can become a big star here if you come in. Create new stars. Yeah, I mean, but you're acting like Penta's like this guy's been around for years. He literally came into the company last year. So I would say that is creating new stars, is putting is having Penta a title reign. Now you can use that argument for the main events, obviously, for Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns as champion, but not for Penta. That's pretty ridiculous, honestly. Hello, Vic Schiavone.
Yeah.
So what did you think of night 2?
It didn't leave the bad taste in my mouth that night 1 did. So that was,
I agree. I agree with that.
That was 100%. A plus. I thought the last match was good. By the time it was over, I said I can live with either one of these guys winning. I find it hard to believe Roman's going to come back full time though, but
yeah, that's the only problem. It's like as a match, it's your two top names really, and I like the build. I'm into the match. The end to me is a little, as I went over, but afterwards I'm like, really, I probably would have preferred Punk be champion. At least he is like a more active guy. You know what I mean? I don't like it when, I don't think the champ needs to defend the title every week on the show, but they have to be on every pay-per-view. You can't have like the champion show up every 3 months.
I mean,
so, hopefully
Punk got everything that he wanted. He wanted the main event WrestleMania. He wanted a last one. So
yeah, no, it was great. I almost think he should have retired.
This may be the end for him.
Yeah. If he did retire, I guess you also didn't want to do that and Brock on the same show, but it would have been a good time just to, but I am a Punk fan, so it was good. They're far superior to night 1, though, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Petrelli. Hey.
Hello, hi.
We got the In Your Head Pisons here.
Yeah.
We got the FBI, the full-blooded In Your Head.
Yeah. Did you see Big Vito? What he beat up some fan? I don't know if that's a work.
Really?
Speaking of FBI.
Oh wow.
Yeah, at the WrestleCon, I saw that on Twitter.
Oh wow, wild.
It might be a work though. I don't know, for JCW.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I thought it was better than last year. Cena versus Cody main event last year was really bad, I thought.
Is that the second night? I think that's the night I never watched.
Yeah, you didn't watch. You dodged a bullet on that one. But I like for CM Punk. I like for CM Punk's entrance that they used his Ring of Honor music.
Oh, I didn't know what that was.
For the video package.
All right, I'm glad they used the Cult of Personality though, because it is kind of a letdown. I think if you don't hear that too, I think you kind of You kind of have
For a second, I thought AFI, the band that sings it, were going to be there. Corey Graves even said the first thing he said on the pre-show was, "Oh, that was Miseria Cantera by AFI, the song that CM Punk used to come out to in Ring of Honor," which I was surprised by because WWE doesn't own Ring of Honor, AEW does.
Right. Yeah.
So I was surprised they're putting over Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say AEW should just get rid of Ring of Honor, but they could get more out of Ring of Honor, because think of all the footage you have. You have footage of all the top guys pretty much of the last 20 years. Joe, Punk, Daniel Bryan, Claudio, Jesus, just everybody, everyone, Tyler Black.
It'd be good.
Why not? I don't know what you
the
do with it, but show it somehow.
They should have turn the Honor Club into AEW Network and have their pay-per-views on there. But I guess the Warner Brothers Discovery deal, they're not allowed to, probably.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But maybe even just video package sometimes I think would be good. They're starting to do a little more video packages. So I wish they would do that. Aren't they?
Yeah.
These ads are killers, though. It seemed like there was more last
Oh,
week.
it's horrible.
Jesus.
I hate it.
It really kills the flow of the show. It's one match is over, then you just sit there for 15 minutes and you got to watch
It's almost like a movie theater. Could you imagine you went to see a movie in the theater and then they had ads every 20 minutes?
Yeah, the movie. Yeah, it just pauses and you just sit there and watch a Coca-Cola ad and stuff good Lord.
I noticed CM Punk's main event was sponsored by Saudi Arabia too. I'm sure they did that on purpose.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I think I started zoning out.
This match is sponsored by Riyadh Season, and be sure to bring your kids to Saudi Arabia. Family fun in Saudi Arabia.
That's what
the entertainment capital of the world.
Vic's taking his family for the family vacation this year to Saudi.
No, I'm not.
I just dropped some. Sorry. It is
but,
funny
I was happy for Paige.
Saudi Arabia. I'm just saying, Saudi Arabia. For a while, they were doing that everywhere. You'd watch Tucker Carlson and Piers Morgan, and they'd be from Riyadh and be like, "Look at beautiful Saudi Arabia." I'm like, "All right, guys, we get it." Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And they're going to have it next year there too. So I'm sure Vince would go in the Hall of Fame if they could drop the charges or do a settlement or something before then.
There's always those rumors that him and the Prince would get together and buy WWE from TKO. I don't know. That'd be insane. But
wow.
I didn't see the Hall of Fame, but I heard people were chanting, "Thank you, Vince." So
they were. I was surprised
see him back. I honestly think we'll see him back.
I do too, unfortunately. But Shane didn't even show up for his sister's Hall of Fame in ceremony, so I guess he must have a really bad relationship.
Man. Wow. How was Linda? I can't imagine her she's never been the greatest, promo, so I can't imagine it was too
No. Her daughters weren't great speakers either, but it aired on the East Coast at midnight, so she went first, of course, and she got the most time. So I don't know. I felt bad for Sid's family and Bad News Brown family. They should be in the regular.
I agree.
They really did so dirty.
I don't really like that legacy thing anyway, but especially it's one thing when you're putting it on guys from 100 years ago or 50 years ago. But these were guys in modern day, especially Sid. I mean, Sid was multiple-time champion on Raw in the Raw era, so there was no reason not to induct him. And you don't have to do a half hour. You can show video and have his son accept it. Just tell him you got 5 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
And Dennis Rodman was on drugs. He didn't go in the celebrity wing either. Rodman went in the regular one, which is kind of messed up. He was loaded though.
Dennis Rodman gets to go up there and give a speech, but not the children of Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
That was Dennis Rodman was on drugs or drunk or something.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, how you doing? I saw your movie, Future Smash. It was good.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Welcome. So I'm doing good and everything. I thought night 2 was better than night 1.
Yeah, I agree. Once the future smash. Also, End Zone 2 is also on.
I'm gonna watch that soon. I'm gonna watch End Zone 2 soon.
Cool. Did you see me? I'm in the movie.
I saw you. So I'm doing good and everything. I had steak, salad, success rice, and Pepsi for dinner.
Hell yeah. Good
Enjoyed
man.
night 2. Night 2 was amazing.
Yeah, night 2 is definitely better.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Hey, if
Cody's
someone told me
injured.
they thought night 1 was better, I think they're just insane, probably.
Cody injured his eye. He'll be out indefinitely.
Yeah, that was bad. The eye.
That was
I didn't watch
brutal.
it yet, but I did see there was like a short of Davey Boy Meltzer saying that
Baby boy.
saying that that like they changed the ending or something. I'll have to watch it, so I'm not really sure.
So yeah. I'm doing good. I'm watching TV right now. I want to get me a mommy shirt. I'm on a Rhea
Oh, I
Ripley
thought you meant
shirt.
you want to get yourself a mommy. I was like, whoa.
No, I want to get Rhea Ripley the T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, from Hot Topic.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We're gonna get the Chobo shirt up.
Yep.
You'll forget this is bootleg, the bootleg in your head store. Forget that. Well, I'll just put it on my store. We could make
You want to
real
get some money?
shirts. They don't have to be bootleg.
Yeah.
Get the Anthony Chobo shirt. Maybe I'll put the Paisan shirt with Vic and Michael Petrelli as
Yeah.
Hitman.
And I thought Demolition was the best Hall of Fame speech.
Oh, I like that. The Irresistible Force, which I think that's a good name for a tag team.
Yeah,
I like that they
Nick
came out
Hogan
dressed as Demolition.
is married to Tana Leia. Tana Leia is a hot woman. I used to interact with her on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was nice.
You didn't do anything naughty while you were interacting.
No.
All right.
I'm happy for her. She's in my memoirs.
Hell yeah. What year are you up to?
2021.
Wow. So you're getting close. 5 more years left.
4, actually.
What happened to 2026?
2026 is a big year for me, you know.
Yeah, it
As
is.
I got my YouTube channel monetized. 2020.
Yeah, and I turned 50.
I'm going to turn 43. Got me the
You're
only
still a young man, Chobo. You got your life ahead of you. You're not old and withered like me.
Yeah, I'm going a beard.
Hell yeah. Next time we see you, you're gonna look like ZZ Top.
Yeah, like Captain Lou, God rest his soul, you know. So I'm doing good. You know, I can't wait for Raw tomorrow night.
Yeah. We're
So
we can't
happy
wait for
that
the
my
Raw
girl
report.
Paige
I
is
can't
back.
wait to hear the Raw report.
So happy Paige is back.
Yeah, Paige is back. I like Paige.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy in my life, you know.
I'm
getting
happy
back
for
together.
Paige. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
I'm a
Paige
Paige
too.
fan. I'm glad she was able to come back. Not a great run in
Yeah.
AEW.
No, that her one was
She
She had
Honestly,
a
she
good
probably
moment
fit-
at Wembley when she won the title.
Yeah, I do think she probably fits better in WWE.
Yep.
I
I'd
don't
like
think
to
in ring
congratulate
is
Mhm.
quite
Darby
as
Allin on
important.
winning the AEW title.
What was that?
Yeah, that was cool. I was
Darby
shocked
Allin.
by that.
Yeah, I
was
love
shocked
that
by
moment. Very divisive. Look, if you don't like it, it's fine. But I've seen people say that Darby's not over, and it's like, well, you can't just lie and say that he's not over.
wow,
That's like insanity. I was totally
Yeah.
unexpected. Whoa, he's like, I'm out of here. But yeah, that was totally unexpected. I was a big fan. And they did it really
And I
well
love
too,
the
because
pay-per-view.
they were like, we're gonna have one more ad, and then we're gonna give the rest of this match TV, as whatever time it takes, we're gonna show it its entirety, which makes it sets you up to think, oh, this match is gonna be a half hour, an hour long. And Darby goes in there and beats MJF very quickly, which that was
Yeah, it was a short
really
match.
smart. Yeah, because you didn't expect that to happen.
That's what I love about AEW. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah, I agree.
Their
I agree.
title changes.
Yeah, because there was a little while. I think that was what people said. It was the opposite. It was like, oh, we always know who's going to win all these matches, and then I think they've changed that.
Yeah.
And Darby Allin's been a top guy. They've been building him, getting the title for years, and so I'm glad that it finally happened.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
And I like
enjoyed
what happened
AEW
on
pay-per-view.
Dynamite because if this is real, all the title shots, all the title changes wouldn't happen at a pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that happen on Dynamite. More people see it on Dynamite.
The AEW pay-per-views are so much easier to watch because they don't have commercials. The
I
WWE ones are
agree.
tough.
I know
All those
some people
commercials.
like, oh, they're so long and stuff. When they're longer, but to me, they fly by way faster than watching a much shorter show because you're not sitting through 20 minutes of ads between every match.
Yeah.
And I really noticed like the commentators, they just speak in like hyperbole and like they don't talk like real people. They're just saying all these like
Yeah.
catchphrases and
You can
these
tell they're
weird
reading a
things
script.
that you only hear in the WWE.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'd rather just not even listen to these people.
I wonder who's yelling in their ear now that Vince is gone. I guess Triple H.
Yeah, I don't
probably.
know. You know, not a lot's really changed without Vince, to be honest. I would say
God,
it
it might be
gotten
Bruce.
better, but
It might be Bruce Pritchard screaming in their ear.
maybe, yeah, I don't know.
God. I
So
think I'd
who-
have to quit. I don't think I could work with Bruce Pritchard
Yeah,
yelling
yeah,
at me all day.
Yeah, Mick Foley quit when it was So if Cody can't wrestle, do they? What are they going to take the belt off him? What I would do if
I
you
guess
do, since WWE doesn't really, AEW has so many tournaments, but WWE really doesn't. Bring back King of the Ring and have it. I always like King of the Ring being a one night tournament because I think it's more prestigious to have to beat 3 or 4 people in one night. The problem is now whenever they do that kind of stuff, they have to do the women's and the men's. And so to have 2 tournaments on one show would be too much. But you could just do 2 separate shows. One's King of the Ring and
night 1 and night 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be into that. And I think that would be a good way to bring it back if you do have to have a new champion. Get 8 or 16 guys, have a one night tournament for the title.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Who do you put it on?
But I don't know.
I think
sure-
they're probably just going to go with Randy Orton, which is not really what I want to see. I'd rather see somebody.
Yeah.
I would.
Pat
I know.
McAfee.
Oh, you want Pat McAfee to be
I'm
champ?
glad. No, I'm glad he's gone. I was
Oh,
going to say.
okay.
I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, because I was going to say Dirty Dom, Braun Breaker.
God, can you imagine they put the title on Pat McAfee? That'd be terrible.
Obafemi, honestly, he just retired Brock. I'm skeptical, but now's the time to go with the momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's too green though.
I think he is too, but I would try it and see. You don't really have much to lose. You have a lot of momentum beating Brock Lesnar in his last match, so try it and see.
Yeah. So, but I think if Cody could miss Backlash, and then they might keep the title on him. I don't know. I guess it depends how long he's going to be out.
And who does Roman Reigns? Who does he feud with now? Do you do the rematch versus Punk, or is there somebody new?
I guess they could. They used to do that a lot. Like I think one Backlash they even had like the entire WrestleMania card like rebooked again. They were all rematches one year.
Yeah, they used to do that. I think a lot actually. And then I
I
think
didn't like that.
Fatu is another guy because he had a really big win at WrestleMania. That would be interesting, Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns, because then you get to play into the bloodline stuff again.
Yeah. I can't believe that's still going on with Solo Sikoa. It's like, oh God.
Fuck that guy. Definitely no Solo Sikoa versus Reigns, but Reigns versus
The Samoan werewolf guy. He's good.
That would be good. That would be really good. I was kind of surprised he beat Drew
McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good. I like both guys.
Yeah, I do too. They're both good.
Anything else, my friends? We're going to do a regular In Your Head as well this week, probably Tuesday night.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed WrestleMania this year more than last year.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little surprised people hated Night 1 so much. I didn't think it was like a tremendous show, but I thought it was kind of an average show. But night 2
My
was
favorite
definitely
part,
pretty good.
Paige coming back was my favorite part of night 1.
Yeah, and honestly, the beginning of night 2 with the Obafemi with Brock retirement thing, I thought that was a bigger deal than all of night 1. Really, I thought that was a really good moment. And I saw someone in the chat. They were like, "Oh, Paul Heyman was too emotional," but you want emotion when it's the retirement of like one of the biggest guys in wrestling history, and he's so tied to Paul Heyman. Like, you want what if he just had retired and they just walked away? Like, is that what that would be like lame as fuck?
I mean, they've only been friends for 25 years.
Yeah, and he's been like, completely tied to the guy. I thought that was a really cool moment. I like that a lot, honestly. And I like that they didn't tell you beforehand. It just happened. He lost, looks up at the sky, takes off the gear. Everyone knows what that means. And he's a guy, and Brock is a guy that you don't think of being like you don't think of him being emotional about the wrestling business, but he looked like this legit meant something to him. And like he was really thankful to the fans and Paul Heyman. And that was cool. I like that.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was a surprise.
Yeah, and I credit him going out while he still can perform at a top level, instead of waiting until his body is destroyed. Not many people.
Yeah,
do that.
That's good to go out while you're still not in his prime, but he's still good. He's not like way past his prime, falling apart.
Yeah, you look at him.
Like
I think he's I don't know how old he is, but you would look at him and you wouldn't think he's very old.
Yeah,
it looks amazing. I know. Who knows if it's all natural or not? But at the end of the day, whatever. He looks amazing, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not taking a drug test like the other guys.
Yeah, my gut is Obafemi is. I hope he takes off. He's got the momentum now. When I was watching him, I'm like, I don't know. I think he's missing something. He's definitely very, very green. I don't think he really has like the it factor, but we'll see. Maybe he does.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. The crowd was
not a great name for a wrestler either. Yeah, he was very over.
Yeah, and so they're booking him perfectly. It's too bad Rusev never got that booking. But
he didn't even get an entrance tonight.
Yeah,
they had to put more commercials on instead.
Jeez, I think it's all over for Rusev.
Yeah, maybe he'll be in TNA next.
maybe he'll go to slap fighting. He'll be like freaking Jake Hager.
I saw Jake Hager was on that.
Isn't that sad? I think that's bad. Like you're there. Like,
I saw Piper's daughter was on that too. I thought she was kind of good. I don't know why she's never been in a company.
Who was it? Sorry.
Oh, Roddy Piper's daughter, who's a wrestler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
She went into slap fighting now. But I don't know. She never got a shot in AEW or like a big company or anything.
Yeah, that's weird.
WWE.
You would think just the name alone, you'd at least get a shot.
Yeah.
A friend of mine worked with her in a movie.
Oh, that's cool. Was it a horror movie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Trista Robinson, former host on Without Your Head. I don't remember the movie offhand, sorry, but yeah, I didn't even know she was. I didn't even know she was doing anything like that. So.
Yeah, so I guess she's in the power slap thing now. I saw Jake Hager after he was in the power slap. He looked at the camera and said, "Fuck Tony Khan." God, he's so like bitter that they released him. And then Paul Walter Hauser retweeted it and said, "Enjoy your CTE."
Yeah, exactly.
And people were attacking.
No, he's right though. I mean that's what that is. It's just concussion city.
Yeah, JBL was in the crowd, clapping him on. It's slap fight, yeah.
Whatever. I remember. This was years ago because he used to be on like regular talk shows because he was going to start an American rugby league, and he was saying that was going to be the new sport of America was rugby. He's bringing rugby.
With Bradshaw?
Yeah, Bradshaw.
JBL.
Yeah, he was on like actual news channels talking about this, and then it just went nowhere.
I remember he used to be on Fox News. I think he got Adam Martin, who used to be on Wrestling News Live, kicked off once. I remember him telling that story.
Yeah, Jake won his slap. Fucking slap. Troy saying she was on the AEW first pay-per-view. Oh, maybe she was.
Oh, she was? Okay. I never saw that one. The all in or all out, which was it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I never saw that one. The first pay-per-view.
Wow, Lesnar's 48. I would never guess that.
He still looks great.
Yeah,
He looks great for his age.
Only a couple years younger than me. I could still take him, I bet.
That's right.
Who would win in your head slap fight tournament?
I don't know.
I say Jonathan Jackson.
Oh, well, all right. Ultimate Beef, I was thinking. But I could see
I wouldn't want to do it.
No,
I wouldn't want to do that.
No. Who Jackson? They're thinking you're gonna win. Who do you think would win, Jackson, in the chat there? In your head slap fight. Instead of maybe we'll have a arm wrestling. No one's gonna get brain damage doing arm wrestling. Well, actually, you know what we should do? We should have the in your head thumb wrestling tournament.
Oh,
Yeah. Or rock, paper, scissors tournament, something like that.
oh yeah, rock, paper, scissors. That'd be good.
Yeah. Checkers tournament. Then we could do like a virtual Connect 4 tournament. We could be like our annual King of the Ring. We have like a tournament where we all play virtual Connect 4. Let's see. Nate G, in your head leg wrestling championships. All right. I'm thinking though it's probably gonna have to be virtual because otherwise we got to get all together. So I like this idea of a virtual King of the Ring kind of deal, but it's something really silly like Connect 4 or tic-tac-toe or something. I'm waiting for the in your head nuts. Yeah, exactly. The nut. That's the next step after slap fight. It's like you stand.
Dana White's gonna steal that idea.
Yeah, you stand.
Dana White's gonna go. I'm gonna do that. The nut kicking league.
You have to like spread your legs and you can't like block it. You just stand there,
Put your hands behind your back.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have someone from like Jackass be like the commentator or something.
I can't believe they're making another Jackass movie. I thought the last one was horrible.
Yeah, I'm not a Jackass fan to begin with, and then the last one, like they had they really made it seem like it was the end. They have like all the credits is like
I think they said it would be, but I don't know. Like the Final Destination movies. Every one is the last one until the next one.
Yeah. And it's like, do you want to see like 60-year-old guys like shoving stuff up their ass and kicking each other in the balls?
No.
They're really into like the ass stuff too, like shit sticking stuff up their butts. I was watching because I do the AMC Club, and I'm not a Jackass guy, but it's like I get a free movie, so I'm watching it, and like there was so much cock and balls in that new one.
I was surprised, yeah.
And I'm like, if this was like some other movie, like they probably wouldn't allow this. But since it's like Jackass, and they know people are going to go,
it's a big studio behind it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it was a movie I made, if Arbor Day just had like, Troy with his ball sack out, they'd be like, no, we can't show this in the theater. Not that that's going to happen in Arbor Day. There's not going to be any nudity in Arbor Day. Some people are upset about that, but I look, I'm filming it in my hometown. I don't want it to ever be shown here, and people be like, what the hell? We let this guy film this movie here, and people got their balls out. So there's no nudity in Arbor Day, male or female. There'll be blood. It's more of a horror comedy, but no nudity.
That's cool. I like horror comedies.
Yeah, there's puppets. Although I will say, Tara wants me to make a penis from Master Zog, so I don't know. We'll see. If I do, it won't be in the movie, but.
Speaking of puppets, I'm going to be in the my face and my name are going to be in the credits in the new season of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Which will be out in December.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got to get the crowdfunder up soon. We'll be doing that in the coming months, and the plan is to film it this fall for Arbor Day. So there'll be a lot of fun perks for different people, your producer credits, but there's all kinds of stuff. So hopefully, the Headyverse, if you can, you will help out.
Oh, that's cool. So you're going to do like a Kickstarter or something?
Yeah, I believe Indiegogo is what we're doing.
Okay, cool.
So if people don't know, it's me and Terrible Troy, Tara, Cousin AJ, and then we've got some other folks in the movie. Michael St. Michaels from the Greasy Strangler, Bill Whedon from Sergeant Kabuki Man, Ed Gwynn from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Tim Dry from this little known movie Return of the Jedi.
Wow. Who is he in Return of the Jedi?
He's two characters. He's one of the lobster guys. It's a trap, and he's one of the bounty.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
that's cool.
Dan Yeager from who's played Leatherface at Texas Chainsaw 3D. So yeah, and some other horror folks will be in it. It'll be fun.
Well, that's cool, and then it'll be out next year, probably.
Yeah, that's the plan. And then hopefully we do like a festival run and see what happens from there. Nasty. I had to promise Troy there was no nudity or sex. This was when he was still working at the school, though, I think. And I was like, yeah. Oh, I think, originally it was going to be a short film, and it was most of the people were in it. This is before any names were involved. There's going to be a short film. Me and Troy are going to make it kind of just for some fun. And like everyone in it was people locally in the town. So it was like people who worked at his school and stuff. So. But it's changed a lot since then. Still the same vibe. All right. And,
that's cool.
Yeah, you can buy cameos in the movie. So if you want to come out and do that. Also, there'll be some virtual things you can to get in the movie. We'll have more info when the time comes.
I'm running cool. This just to let you know, this weekend I'm running the Arbor Day 5K again.
Oh, sweet!
And I'm gonna wear the shirt again.
Oh, awesome! Nice. Yeah, I love it.
I'll send pictures.
Yeah, Troy's been wearing the Arbor Day shirt with him on it, which is cool. Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up soon, John. Though, if you want to wait till the regular show this Tuesday, because we're going to wrap up here. I already did a show yesterday, and this was really just to review WrestleMania Night 2, and we're going to do a regular In Your Head. I might just do it Wednesday after Dynamite, so because we already reviewed WrestleMania, so we might as well wait till Wednesday, I think, after Dynamite, and we'll do the next show. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. And
yeah, it sounds good to me.
Dusty Wolf will be on the show, which I'm really looking forward to. And Dusty Wolf, longtime WWF enhancement talent. Also was Dale Wolf, because they brought Dusty Rhodes in and they didn't want two Dustys, so he renamed himself Dale. He was one of the 5 guys that was Doink the Clown in WWF. He actually is one of the only people they allowed to still continue to use Doink the Clown on the indie scene. I believe he just retired recently, but he had wrestled for like 30 years, wrestled in 25 countries, was a job guy primarily in WWF, but was one that was around there for years, like a Barry Horowitz, and then also was in WCW. And then also coming up, Rip Rogers is going to be returning to the show. That's exciting. PN News will be returning to the show. Bushwhacker Luke. And Bob Cook, the cooker, will be on the show. And then we're going to do a 6-hour. There's a bunch of people coming up. Some people I'm forgetting right now. And we're also going to do a 6-hour Maxathon with Max Payne. We had a really great 3-hour interview that just flew by. And so the next one, we're going to do 6 hours. We're going to start from him growing up, collegiate wrestling, training in the dojo with Chris Benoit, one of the only few Americans that ever came out of the Japanese dojo, wrestling in Germany, wrestling in Continental in Memphis, going to WCW, some stuff he's talked about. We're going to go more in depth, and he's going to tell some stories that he's never told anywhere before. So this will be exciting.
That's cool. Should be great interviews.
Yeah,
the first one was really good, I thought.
Yeah, I was really happy.
This one ought to really be good.
Yeah, I was really happy with the last 2 interviews. Since we returning to interviews on In Your Head, I thought both of them went very well. Unfortunately, in the new era. Some people at the last minute, they're like, "Ooh, I need Venmo me $150." I'm like, "Whoa."
We have to blame Hannibal for that, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's one thing if they say it up front, and I just say no, okay. But when you spring it on you after the interview's booked, and like it's advertised,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's a little shady, buddy. A little shady, Ahmed Johnson, Rugged Rod Pro.
A little
Not
too
even
when they've been before too, when they're former guests coming back on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, at least another former guest I was gonna have on. He said up front that he wanted $250. I was like, I'm sorry, buddy, but
Neil, I noticed that Karma's caught up with RVD. I remember the last time RVD was in your head when he was being kind of a dick. Well, he was being a dick when he said, "Oh, after this interview, tune out and go listen to me on another show." I noticed that in your head on YouTube gets more views than RVD's podcast, which is insane.
Cool. Well,
so congratulations, Neil. You're beating RVD's podcast. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Also, Blue Meanie, who won't do the show too. I noticed, but whatever. The mighty Lexar. What's up, Lexar?
Better late than never.
Yeah, we're what did you Randy, if you want to come on, if you talked about only about WrestleMania, we're just going to wrap it up about WrestleMania. What did you think?
I'm going to get off just to make room for everybody.
Good night, Vic.
All right. Good night, Vic. We'll see you again Wednesday.
WrestleMania. I thought it was okay.
Will be on the 29th, not this Wednesday.
It is what it is with WrestleMania. I thought the main event was okay. You notice it
was a lot better than night one.
You notice there was blood on both matches, both main event matches. So I thought this could be like a change. You see blood in the event.
There was like blood in a lot of matches. I think even more than just the two main events. Both shows were, I think night one even more so, loaded with outside the ring stuff. Like everyone was going through like the announcer table. Multiple matches used ladders and tables and chairs and stuff. I'm not against any of that, but I know AEW gets a lot of flack from Cornette and Disco and these kind of people when they do that. But are they gonna criticize WWE for doing the exact same thing? I doubt they do.
No. Oh, I know Sandman wrestled someone, the Invisible Man. I guess they stole Disco Inferno's idea.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? Sandman's such a legend, and that's his name. That's sad. That makes me sad.
Sandman lost to the Invincible Man.
My God.
Well, you got to put the guy over on your way out.
Yeah, and also Mick Foley was there to interfere also, but he was on behalf of the Sandman. But you should have seen the video. He did shots to air. Mick Foley did. He just like punched air.
No, he's punching the Invisible Man.
He did it to in the corner, and he was almost hitting the turnbuckle pads. That's how Mick Foley did.
I'll have to watch. I'm not against this, but I think it shouldn't be the guy's retirement match. I'm not against him doing this, but not the retirement match should be like an actual match.
I wish Tony would have booked him and Sabu to have a retirement match in AEW so people could see it.
Yeah, they use Sabu in AEW, but I remember at the time, like
I know
there's a lot of rumors and I saw videos that Sabu was, doing drugs and stuff, unfortunately. But
oh, that's a shame.
I think he did videos like bragging about it in like his hotel room, which was kind of messed up. But I don't.
Did you talk about those on Dark Side of the Ring?
I don't know. I don't think Sandman was never used in AEW, was he?
No, never. They didn't even mention him when Tony Storm did the cosplay entrance at the ECW arena.
Yeah.
Excalibur was like, "Oh, he's mimicking somebody who used to come out here to a similar entrance." They didn't even name him.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which was weird.
Yeah, I would have loved to see. I'll always be really connected to the AEW guy. I mean ECW guys. I mentioned this a lot, but I think it's overlooked sometimes. People they just think hardcore wrestling was all ECW, but to me the main thing was the People were really connected.
Emotional.
Yeah, emotional connection to all the wrestlers, to the company itself, and to Paul Heyman. And so that's why ever since any of those guys, anytime they make an appearance, gets a big ECW chant.
That'd
And
be
I was
cool if
looking at those
Anarchy
guys.
in the Arena. They'd
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Sandman do his Enter Sandman one last time. That'd be awesome. I'd
Yeah,
mark
yeah,
out so bad for that.
Yeah, and he could actually buy the rights to the actual song.
The Metallica song, yeah.
Yeah. Balls Mahoney did a version on the ECW album, and it sounded good, though, I have to say.
They used to use Motorhead do a cover of it back in the day on the pay-per-views. But yeah, ECW was the only wrestling company I've ever been like emotionally attached to.
Yeah, I remember because I used to watch it every Saturday night at 2 a.m. on this Spanish channel. And when they stopped airing it, I called the channel to see why. And I can't imagine me doing that for like any other wrestling, you know. It'd be like,
Did they talk to you in Spanish?
Yeah, yeah. I remember I called and they were talking, and I was like, habla inglés, and like, yeah, we speak English. And I was like, why is it wrestling on? And they were just, oh, they didn't, you know, they stopped because it was paid programming, and they just stopped, you know, paying for it.
Yeah. XPW used to do that too around here.
I was an XPW fan too. My brother and
I
I,
like XPW.
We used to buy the tapes off eBay.
XPW.
Sandman had a retirement match there with Pogo the Clown like 24 years ago.
I tried to get Pogo the Clown on the show. I was a fan of the characters.
Yeah.
I think he's like super religious. Oh no, Vic Grimes is. I don't know.
Oh really?
Yeah, Vic Grimes is. Like
really that surprised me if Pogo the Clown was very religious all of a sudden.
Yeah.
XPW used to do shows nearby here in Newark at the Hart Ballroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, using today's independent. Even Tessa Blanchard used to be on the shows before she signed with TNA.
Okay.
My grandma took me to an XPW show once. She was a very Catholic lady, but the first match was the Hardcore Homo versus Altar Boy Luke, which was Luke Hawx is like an angry altar boy. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Grandma. This isn't like WWE. I forgot to tell you.
Both of those have been on the show. Angel the Hardcore Homo and
cool.
Luke Hawx has been on multiple times. But the Hardcore
I thought
Homo
the Messiah was really good too.
Yeah.
He had him. He was fought New Jack in the main event.
I like a lot of the guys. And
did you interview Homeless Jimmy?
No, I actually asked him to come on. Maybe I should when I asked him to come on, he had like something personal going on, but he was cool. He was interested in doing it. Maybe I could get him back. I could get him on now. Now, if he asked for money, I'd just be like, "Come on, man." The first person to ever ask us for money was
Virgil. Couple minutes, couple dollars.
Virgil, I guess. But on the actual podcast was used to do the Balls of Steel gimmick, the Human Hurricane or whatever.
Oh, Human Tornado. Human Tornado, right?
And he wanted, it was like $2. and we talked about it on the show, and I was like, it was literally like, I think it was $2. And I was just like, no, I don't pay. And Intra's like, just pay the guy $2 to come on. I was like, no, I'm not paying. It would have been funny just to say we paid this guy $2 to come on the show, though.
Yeah.
I wonder what his rate is now. Maybe you do it for $1.50.
75 cents.
I haven't heard his name in for years.
Last time I saw him was on a Wrestling Society X on MTV.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which was a long time ago.
You know, if he would have been doing that character like in modern day, I bet somebody would have gave him a shot. Because I think it would fit.
Yeah. Might be similar to Orange Cassidy.
And stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Lexar, before we wrap it up? We'll be back.
I want to give this show a download tone. WCW legend Van Hammer passed away.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Forgot. Yeah, that's too bad. That's another guy I tried to get on the show a few times. I A guy I always thought would be like a big star. Can't say I was like a I don't want to say anything bad about the guy. He passed away. Can't say I was ever a big, like I was a personal fan, but I always thought he'd be a really big star with the Van Hammer character. I remember when Sid came back once, and I thought that was gonna be like a big feud because there's these two big giant blonde dudes, and Sid just like squashed him. And what I was a fan of, I did like his because I honestly think it was kind of before its time, was when he came back and he was in the Flock, and he was doing kind of like a transvestite or transsexual, whatever, gimmick, and I thought that was pretty edgy for the time. And they never really did a lot with it. I don't know if he was even into the character really, but I thought it was something different, something you didn't really see a lot.
Yeah. That was like 1998, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he had like the
Nitro.
one nipple piercing, and it was stuck out of like the mesh, and he had like weird lipstick and makeup, and I don't know, I thought that was cool. But yeah, too bad. A really big dude, and he was around for years, but never really got a big push, and it's kind of weird because during that era, guys that had like really good bodies and were big and stuff would usually get big pushes. I'm surprised WWE never gave him a shot. He seemed like a guy.
Yeah, I guess
WWE
they had so many people after WCW got sold, I guess, or I don't know if he was there at the end.
No,
Probably.
I mean,
wasn't.
even like because I don't think he did. Maybe he was always there. I thought he left at some point after the Van Hammer character, and then came back for the Flock, or was he just there that whole time?
I read someone that
I think you're right. I think he did leave and come back.
So I kind of
I
like,
read someone that
I would think like pre-Attitude Era, they would have gave him a shot.
They just sent him home and like paid him, until they,
that could be, and then like, let's throw this guy in the Flock because we're paying him for years not to do anything. That'd be crazy though, because he was off TV for years. He's probably off TV for like 4 or 5 years, I think. Well, too bad though.
Good old WCW.
Yeah,
doing good job with their money.
So did it say what happened? I don't. Does anyone know what happened? How he died?
I think they're going to do an autopsy. I read.
Yeah.
So they don't know yet.
Yeah, I hope could be something bad. I don't know. Or it could be natural causes, I guess. I mean, he was older, I think now. He was 66, so.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
A lot of wrestlers don't make it to their 80s and 90s, unfortunately, too.
Except for Ric Flair.
There's a picture of him with DDP.
The guy was always drunk.
He looks
Ric
really
Flair.
happy there.
Yeah.
He was a big dude because DDP's a big guy. He's like towering over DDP. With a heavy heart, I want to send my sincere condolences to the family of my brother, Mark Hildreth, aka WCW's Van Hammer. I first met Hammer when I was managing the Fabulous Freebirds. He was a beast of a man, 6'4", 285 pounds. He was shredded. I remember Dusty taking one look at him and hiring him on the spot. Hammer was green as grass at the time. Back then, Hammer, Johnny B. Bad, Nash, Scott Hall, Mick Foley, Raven, Eric Watts, and myself bonded quickly. We were a band of brothers. A lot of time spent together in those early years, inside the ring, on the road, and plenty of nights in the clubs. I've included an old proto in the cluster of me and stunning Steve Austin at Hammer's dad's house. I gave his dad the nickname Sledgehammer. As the years went on, like it does, we all went our separate ways. Hammer, like many of the boys, battled addictions. Truth is, I don't know how he made it through some of those years. But a little over a decade ago, he cleaned himself up and reached out to me. He was working as a sales manager for Paradise Exteriors Premium Impact Windows and Doors in Boynton Beach, Florida. Hammer was a great salesman. No bullshit. He could sell ice to the Eskimos. He still had his struggles here and there, but for the most part, he got a handle on his demons. Over those 10 years, we found our way back and grew close again, especially these past couple of years. We were texting and or talking on a weekly basis. I still don't know the cause of death. All I know is he was doing so well. I really thought he had made it to the other side. I'm grateful we found our way back into each other's lives. I'll carry those memories with me always. My brother. Rest easy. I'll see you in Valhalla. R.I.P. DDP. Well, that was nice. There's a classic picture. That's pretty cool. It's DDP,
Steve Austin,
Van Hammer, and maybe must be someone's dad. And then it's Mark Marrow, Van Hammer, Glacier, and DDP. DDP, Van Hammer. I don't know who the other guy is there. Maybe Ice Train.
Ice Train doesn't have a beard.
Well, this was when he was old. This was when he was older.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, Ice Train did have a beard, but he didn't have that big of a beard when he's wrestling.
Goatee.
All right. So we'll be back Wednesday night after Dynamite. Rest in peace, Van Hammer. And WrestleMania 42 is in the books.
A happy WrestleMania weekend is over. Back to your regular lives. Back to work. No more this vacation bullshit.
Was it? Oh, yeah, but I mean, every day is the same for you, Lexar.
Yeah, but because I was unemployed. But now I have to get.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be making fun of other people who actually do go to work. So.
Or maybe they embezzled cash to go there. I've read a report online that some fans got arrested over the weekend.
You think the 50,000 people in the arena all embezzled cash to get there?
No, they stole those chairs that you go home.
Those $500 chairs.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
They saw all those empty chairs and they took them and brought it home with them, but they got stopped by police and arena security.
How many chairs did they take to buy a house? Those are like $500 each.
It's not even just one fan. It's not even just one fan. It's like several fans that got stopped by arena security and police. And you can see like one of them like hand over the chair to the security and the
chair heist. The chair heist of WrestleMania 42.
Yeah. How many chairs could one person carry? You think maybe 4?
It's pretty bad if you could like, I'll trade you this WrestleMania chair for a house. And like, all right, deal.
You can see on night one there's like a pocket full of empty seats throughout the stadium.
Stolen chair. So do you think green? I was reading a thing earlier. There's people think green shirt guy is like one of the richest men in the world to afford these front row seats everywhere.
I read on Facebook there's like comments about this guy and some fans meeting him.
Yeah,
and,
they met him.
According to some, it seems like he changes his story. On what his occupation is. He said that he works in real estate. Others say he works in.
Well, I would want to tell I don't blame him. Would you want to tell these people what you do when they run to Dave Meltzer and start posting all over the internet? No wonder he doesn't tell them what he was really doing. I wouldn't want to dox myself to these assholes.
Even Nick Khan says that like this guy, green shirt guy, is like does pay for his seats.
I know, so that's why that was the whole point. And they're saying that he's probably one of the richest men in the world because he buys front row seats to every WrestleMania show, and some of these things cost thousands of dollars now, even just for regular shows. But WrestleMania was like $40,000 a night or something.
I hope he doesn't get held hostage in Saudi Arabia next year.
This year's WrestleMania, he sat next to a guy that he always sits for all the shows at ringside. For
I
all
don't
the
care. The
WWE
point
shows
was
in
he's
the
got to have a
past
lot of
couple
money
years.
to buy all these seats, Lexar. Or do you think he's the head of the not Shrug? Do you have money to buy front row seats to every WWE show? It probably
No.
costs hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Plus you got it, plus the flights and hotels. This guy's spending probably like $1 million a year just to watch WWE.
That's
I
crazy.
don't know. There should be an investigation on this person.
Well, no, I mean he's allowed to do whatever he wants with his money. I'm just saying he's got to be he's doing well. Or maybe he went to the bank like you wanted to do, and he got a giant loan just to go to WWE for years.
Or maybe he did that thing that preschool teacher did, embezzled a lot of money
You're
to go
just
to the
obsessed with
show.
this embezzlement.
Stole money from the school district.
Why can't the
Yeah.
guy
To pay
just
for his
have?
wrestle-
Why can't the guy just have a lot of money and buy tickets? Why does he have to be some kind of criminal?
I guess because he wears a green shirt, not a suit. He's not all dressed up.
You'd think you'd want to not be noticed if you were a criminal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He used to wear a Baltimore Ravens jersey in the early years, like in late 2000.
Oh, but then he's like, I don't want to piss off WWE and wear. Well, he should. Why does he wear WWE shirts? I guess he must. I bet his thinking is the green really stands out. Neon green really.
Mhm.
Does tie-dye guy still do shows? I never see.
Yeah, he
him.
goes
I
to
don't think
TNA
so.
show. He goes to
Okay.
TNA
Oh, he
shows
does?
whenever they're in Florida.
I met him once. He really smelled bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Was that at the convention?
I did meet him there too. No, I met him at Mohegan Sun's Casino, and he really smelled like BO.
Oh, okay.
Body odor.
What's up, Stevie? What did you think of WrestleMania Night 2?
Well, tale of two shows, night and day. WrestleMania night 1 was really bad. WrestleMania 2, I love this. I love the show. I thought.
Oh,
it was
really?
great.
I didn't love it, but I thought it was way better than Night 1.
It was better. Yeah.
Yeah. There was stuff I like the I thought the opening match, like maybe not a match, but it was a great moment. I think that was probably like the moment of the whole weekend. You know, the retirement of Brock Lesnar, and he was like really emotional, and Paul Heyman. That was really cool, and I liked that you didn't know what was happening going in. You know?
Yeah,
But this whole show was way better than Night 1.
Oh, definitely. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi, exactly like I thought it was going to go. A very short match, but Obafemi got he got the shine, he got the dominant win. Very emotional. I mean, Brock doesn't normally get emotional, and yeah, maybe that is, I'm assuming that's it for
That
Brock.
was nice to see because, like, you know, it proved that like he does appreciate the fans,
Mhm.
you know, and the people that pay to see him, and I like that. And it's nice to see someone go out while they're still like in tremendous shape and not just, you know, broken down and have to retire.
I think most of my picks happened exactly like I thought. Rhea won the title. I thought that was going to happen. What didn't happen, I thought Dominic was going to beat Finn Balor, but I guess they wanted the Demon to get the win.
Yeah, fuck the Demon.
And I was wrong in the main event. I thought Punk was going to win, but they wanted Roman.
I thought it was really cool, and I have nothing against Reigns. The only problem is Reigns is champ. You know, if he's only going to do a match like every 3 months, it's not really that great. You know, at least with Punk, like he's there all the time. You know.
Yeah. So
it is weird that if I would have told you 5 years ago, like, well, in 5 years from now, you know, 4 years, or Cody Rhodes and Punk and Cody Rhodes and you know, Reigns will be the champions, and you'd be like, still.
everything old is new again. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm assuming yes, some spectacular entrances, but not as overdone as last night. And
I think Dom had my favorite entrance coming
Yeah,
out
that was
in the
good.
giant throne with all the people carrying. That was pretty sweet.
I love
Then he
the-
just jumps
my
off the
favorite-
throne. And they catch
My
him.
favorite when shocking one was the Ring of Honor music for CM Punk.
All right,
The
yeah, that
AFI
was cool.
song that he played before he came out.
I
was surprised
hated
by that.
I hated AJ
AJ Lee's
last night.
entrance. Yeah,
I
I
thought
hated
that
that.
was like I thought that was really creepy. It's like
Yeah, it was.
Oh, come on.
It was.
I didn't like it either.
I'm completely serious because you're supposed to think she's sexy and she's coming out acting like a little child.
Like a
And
5-year-old.
then she's got like dozens of little girls with her. I'm like, this is creepy. This is like Epstein Island like character.
Yeah,
Oh, God. She appeals to
it
kids.
is. I agree.
This
She-
reminds me
They
of the young
they
girl.
don't make her appeal to kids. She's got like the short shorts on. She's appealing to old perverts. And then they have a
Yeah.
bunch of little kids with her. Like, and what? How about CM Punk? Is he just into age play?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I know.
Call me
That's-
daddy, baby. Yeah. Daddy likes his little
God.
girl.
Keep kids
dear,
out
you
of
dirty old
wrestling.
man.
I
How,
agree.
how many people watching WrestleMania do you think are 5-year-old girls?
Not many.
like three.
They might her.
Yeah.
They're only watching them with like their dad or something.
How many
Mom.
5-year-old girls do you think watch AJ Lee matches from over 10 years ago before they were born?
0.
Yeah.
I was thinking, yeah, they're probably into like Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair or.
Yeah. I don't think
Oh,
they know
even
who
the
AJ is,
Morgan.
probably.
Did you
Yeah.
guys saw Liv Morgan's entrance from last night?
No, we
Oh,
missed
yeah.
it.
Yeah, her music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing.
I was saying last
I
night,
thought that's
I always preferred Liv Morgan over
Stephanie?
Ruby Riot.
no, the one that's the one that was tagging with Flair, Alexa Bliss.
Bliss.
But when
Mhm.
she first came
Oh,
in,
Alexa.
people were like, "Oh, this is like an Alexa Bliss like light or something." But she's really surpassed Alexa Bliss in every
Mhm.
way, I think, and just as a star, she's way bigger now with Morgan.
Yeah, I think
Alexa
that was-
kind of ruined her character when she started working with the
Yeah,
Fiend. I really
I
hated
agree.
the
I don't
Fiend
think she's
stuff.
ever really recovered from that.
Yeah.
And there was a few people I was thinking, like Becky Lynch is still over. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying no one cares about her, but there was a time when she was the most over person in WWE, and she's definitely not that anymore. Like the initial,
I saw that
round, that was huge. You know,
I saw that band that does her entrance at Warped Tour in 2010, and they played like at 11 a.m. to 20 people. And I was surprised they're still a band because I haven't heard about them since Becky Lynch in WWE.
yeah.
I was like, wow, that's that band I saw that played
I didn't
20
know the
people in
band that
2010.
played her out. I don't know it. Who was the guy who
The guy
introed
was
the
lip
show?
syncing.
Who was the guy who introed the show on the first night? I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Oh, that was the guy from the not Hamlet, but Hamilton, the play in New York.
Really? What the hell?
Right?
How,
The
what
Hamilton
wrestling
play, yeah.
fans like, man, I love Hamilton. A professional wrestling fan?
They're Mark whores for B-list celebrities.
Like, who
The
fuck is
WWE
this
are
guy?
whores for B-list
They're like, oh
celebrities.
my god, it's little Yahtzee. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Joe Jonas.
Again, that was the right move. Another right move. Trick winning the belt. That was I like that.
Yeah, but I thought that match was really kind of a nothing match.
and it
Yeah,
was.
it's like a SmackDown match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was not a pay-per-view quality match, especially a WrestleMania quality match. But yeah, Trick Williams is. I did like Trick Williams' robe. That was pretty awesome, honestly. Just like
Yeah.
long robe. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that. It was weird because I was just watching the match and I'm like, yeah. Then I was like, oh, I expected like now, like the match is going to really get into it, and then it just ended. I was like, oh, okay, I guess just whatever. It was a match. But yeah, I'm not I just like I know Finn Balor's a good wrestler, And I guess I prefer the Demon over just Finn Balor, but it's just so goofy to me. He comes out like he's like a kid in like a high school play or something. He's like, whoop, boop, 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 and I don't know, and he's got like a fright wig on and stuff.
That was awful when he had a main event with Roman Reigns and he was knocked out, and then the lights in the arena were beeping like a heartbeat, and then he came back to life. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was the worst.
And the turnbuckle he was standing on snapped off instantly.
And who is Adam Weitzman? Who's that? Because they're like, we have to have Adam Weitzman to do the commentary for this.
I don't know.
I was like, who?
I think that maybe that's a UFC guy. I don't know.
Oh, I was like, why does he have
Some
to
sports
do
guy,
commentary
maybe.
for
I
Jade
don't
and Rhea Ripley? I'm like, oh, I guess.
But I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when Penta went to do the Mexican Destroyer on JD onto the ladder, did you notice JD's head was sticking out through his legs? And I thought,
well, it's impossible to protect his head because it's so big.
But I was kind of worried about him when when Penta started moving. And I hope he puts his head through the ladder.
But I was glad there wasn't like there was the first night we had like Jelly Roll and I don't need to see all these idiots like come out and do stuff. It was so lame the first night. They have the new LGN style big rubber figures that like I grew up with in the 80s. And so the first line, it's like Roddy Piper, Jake the Snake Roberts, The Rock, the Rock, and then Jelly Roll. And I was like, what the fuck? Jelly Roll?
Jesus.
They made it.
I send you that new. They have the big blue cage at Target too. That's a Target exclusive. The big blue cage.
I still have.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of it.
Oh no, yeah.
I was surprised.
I would buy all that stuff, but they cost a lot, and then it takes up so much. I used to buy all the wrestling figures, but after a while, I was like, damn, like. And they know who buys them. It's people my age because like they put out all these. Besides Jelly Roll, it's all people like I grew up with. You know? That's what people tell me. Oh, they put out these. Even like Disco when he's talking on his show, and he's like, oh, well, you know, they bring in Danhausen for the kids and to sell toys to the kids. And I'm like, dude, kids don't buy these toys. That's why all the toys are like, you know, Colonel Mustafa and like these people from like the 80s and 90s and 70s and stuff.
Yeah.
There's in the new line, there's a Dory Funk Jr. figure. You think a little kid's like, Mommy, buy me the Dory Funk Jr. figure.
There's also Jesse the Body Ventura figure. The kids will go nuts for that one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. They're and that's cool. I mean, it would be all stuff I buy. But I don't think kids play with toys.
I think I would love to see AEW use Jesse. Since WWE have never used him again. I'd love to see AEW use Jesse.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't watch any of the Saturday Night's Main Event, but I heard he's very bad on it. But I do like Jesse.
I always liked him, even as an old man. I think he's entertaining.
I like Jesse. I always like Jesse. Wonder if he'd come on the show.
Hey, give him a
call. It worse, you could say no.
Reach out to him. Yeah.
I doubt he would ask me for money anyway.
Conspiracy theory in your head episode.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
We're gonna have to ask about the government controlling the weather.
Yeah. Oh my God! Tazo would have a field day on that episode. Tazo would be like, finally, this is the greatest episode of the show ever. Where is Tazo? Tazo makes a comeback, and then he disappears again. I haven't seen Tazo around for a while. Hope he's doing
probably
right.
fought off all those protesters in New York.
He's off the grid, I guess. But yeah, the biggest problem I had for night 2 was it's nothing wrong with the WWE, but my ESPN app was not working well. It worked great the first night, but it kept freezing up on the second. But we do have a thunderstorm here, so it could have been that, or maybe just night 2 was like more popular and more people are watching it. I don't know. This was the first.
I did notice
ESPN app.
It's also on the Disney Plus app, WrestleMania. I noticed.
Yeah, that's what happened was I was going to buy it to watch it. And then it's like, well, if you have Disney or ESPN, like you just get it. And so I was like, you have to activate it. So I activated it and it worked. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Didn't have to buy it. I don't know if it,
That's
I don't think it
cool.
was like that for Royal Rumble on Xfinity, but it is now. But now I'll be a good boy, Lexar, and I will watch the WWE pay-per-views going forward so we can review them on the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the next one is in 3 weeks. Backlash in Tampa, Florida.
Okay. Yeah, and if I'm home, I'll do a post show. Just a lot of weekends I go to Boston. But I was also a good boy this week, Lexar. So you can't bitch at me. I went to Boston Friday night so I could be home to watch WrestleMania both nights.
Excellent.
And do the post show here for all the Headyverts. It was fun. It was fun. I had a good time watching. I remember last year I watched night one and I was like, man, I don't even want to watch the second night. Night one this year I think was great, but I was happy to watch night two because it was way better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't watch night 2 of last year's.
Yeah, it was terrible.
The undercard was great, but the main event was flop.
Yeah. Main event last night was weird. And then like the post, like
what the fuck? Pardon my language, but what the fuck was that?
Yes.
I mean, WWE, it certainly looked like it was going to go exactly like I thought it was going to go. Cody was healing it up. Randy was
booed.
What's that? Yeah. And Randy was playing the baby face, trying to come back. And I mean, he even did the RKO on Pat. And I thought,
yeah,
well,
that's
okay,
got to be designed to get the crowd behind him.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Even if Cody won, even if he won, why not just, help Pat up and turn on Randy and have Pat and Cody go together against Randy. But no, they've got to keep Cody as the new John Cena. Keep him a baby face.
Yeah, I've never understood. This is something I've talked about forever on the show. I don't understand when they really just want to fight the audience. Like if the audience really wants to cheer somebody or really wants to boo somebody, why do you want to fight it so much? Just go with it.
Mm-hmm,
back in the day, imagine if they just forever just no, Steve Austin's going to be a heel. Well, the crowd loves him. No, but it was funny actually when I read that guy's book that we had on. What's his name? It's a really cool interview just a few weeks ago. He said in the book, what was Dave Sahadi? He says in his book, and everyone just was just dumbfounded because McMahon had a meeting and he was upset that Stone Cold was catching on so much with the crowd, and he's like, we gotta turn him back into the ringmaster and have him stop talking so the crowd boos him, and everyone was just their jaws dropped and we're just no, you can't do this, and he was talked out of doing it. But then I was just that's just can you imagine anybody in their right mind when Austin was starting to take off, you'd be like, oh, let's make him the ringmaster and have him stop doing promos, and we need the crowd to boom. But I think at that time they were forced not to do that because you get competition. And then in modern day, there is competition, you know what I mean? But it's not they're overpowering the ratings or anything.
They're not neck and neck.
Yeah, so they can really do whatever they want at the same time. So then they're yeah, we get it. They're booing this guy or cheering this guy, but whatever. We're just going to keep doing whatever we want.
So, I mean, I know if you put out the heady nominations. Here's my first nomination for the worst pay-per-view of the year.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. Actually, I'm gonna message myself right now, and I'm calling them the better late than never headies this year because we're almost halfway through the year or quarter. We're a quarter of the year, but whatever. Who cares? We'll do them anyway. People have to try to remember what happened last year, but that's fine.
I remember during the pandemic they had the Grammy Awards around this time.
Yeah, see? Yeah, so it'll be all right. It's fine.
The Olympics,
we have to give out headies for all of us. We need the in your head headies, for a rookie and all that stuff. So. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that tonight, actually, and then it's probably too. I don't want to like people vote and do it already Wednesday, but we'll do it probably the week after the Dusty Wolf one. We'll do it. All right. We're gonna sign off. We're gonna be back Wednesday after Dynamite since we talked so much WrestleMania already these 2 nights. For In Your Head, it'll be a Wednesday night after Dynamite.
Yeah, so if you go too late, then I'll do a Raw report. I'll put it on the IYH page. And
all right, yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
And the In Your Head website is being worked on by me and Webmaster Tyler, and it will relaunch sometime this year. And then
it needs to be upgraded. They're still showing
that's what I'm saying. It's being worked on, Lexar. And it will go back right now. If you go to it'll link you to the YouTube page, but it will be up and running later this year. But there's some issues with the website, but it will be there. It will be there.
There's still an animation of Jackie Jones.
Shut the fuck up, Lexar! I just told you it's being worked on.
I miss Cincher though.
He's not here. Tell him. Don't tell me. I ain't the bitch. You quit. So you want us to? You just said you miss him. You want us to delete him off the website?
In one, if you want.
No, I don't. I didn't say I'm going to delete. You're the one who said you want him deleted off the website.
No, I said I miss Cincher. I miss that man.
First, though, you're like you got to change it and take him off the website.
It's your call.
Well, I never suggested to take him off the website. In fact, I suggested I bring on an AIOIB as my co-host.
Yeah, I agree with Jack on everything.
That'd be amazing, and he would love it. He was having AI and saw an AI of himself here disagreeing with me. He would love
not
it.
only that, but having AI Bobby Richards.
Nah, he's been gone like 20 years.
So
he was gone before there was AI. So he was never even on the video. He was never on one video show.
No.
But I remember there was like a
not
photo.
Gonna bring back like an AI Toast Hogan or something. Now you get ridiculous.
Well, let me tell you something, Butter. I want to see him too.
There was a photo of him on Old In Your Head.
I do kind of
want
intro on the show.
He was like this.
Yeah,
that was Bobby Richards.
I know who he was. You think
I always thought he was an older guy. He sounded kind of older. I don't know.
No,
I just thought he was like 50 or something.
He was actually the youngest of all of us. He was like 18 when we started doing the show.
I was surprised when I saw the pictures of you guys. I always thought he was old. I don't know why.
When I think it was, I don't know if it's the first time. It was one of the times I met Jim Cornette at Fan Fest, and we were at the line of the buffet, and one fan was like, "Oh, it's 2 legends together, Jim Cornette and Jackie Jones," and I was like, "Oh, don't tell him that." But anyway, he was like. He's like, "Oh yeah, Jackie Jones from yeah, I love you and your girl on the show, Barbie." And I was like, "No, it's a guy." And he's like, "Oh." That sounds pretty funny though.
Yeah.
And he was on the show, so I don't know if he thought that was a woman that he's talking to, or
maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, AIB. I actually, anybody out there can help me with AIB, an AIOIB. And I don't want it to be too perfect. I think it'd be funnier if it's kind of shitty. The AIB.
Make him sound like that
dystopian future where a robotic incher agrees with Jack on everything.
I would love this. It'd be amazing.
Make him sound like him in the AI videos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's never going to come back if this happens. He's like, I wonder what's happening on the show. Maybe I miss doing. He clicks it on, and I get an AI intro doing the show with. I can make a puppet of him, maybe.
Oh, please.
Why? I think a puppet would be cool. Puppet takes more effort than AI. That'd be fun. An AI incher, a puppet incher. All right. Till Wednesday, this is Nasty Neal.
Michael Petrelli.
Mighty Rockstar.
By the way, this was a legit, really nice gift from Jason.
Tombstone.
It's kind of weird to have a tombstone of yourself, but it was a very thoughtful gift. It's very heavy. It's actual stone. I assume this cost, pretty good money. Jackie Jones, 2005 to 2026. You will be forever loved. Well, thank you.
You should clear one of your shelves over there and just like put it on there.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I also want to make sure it's because if it would fall and break all over my floor, I would be very upset. So if I did that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I'd be afraid it would fall and break. But I like it a lot. I'd have to have it in some kind of something sturdy where it's not going to fall. Maybe in like a glass case or something. You know what I mean? But anyway, thanks guys. And I love the Headyverse. It's very fun doing the show. And intro is always welcome back. Barbie Richards, fuck that guy. He's been gone 20 years though. He ain't coming back. But intro, yeah, he can come back. He's just got to beg for forgiveness and kiss the ring and
kiss your feet.
Yeah, and by ring I mean my cock ring.
And,
and he come back. No, we're just kidding. OIB. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink. And fight. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink. And fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink. And fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.